I think it's been a massive gap over time. There's people with mental health problems offending, there's people that are on the receiving end of offenders with mental health issues, and it's about identifying and supporting people into services to have a more positive experience, whatever they have to go through.
So the liaison and diversion workers come from a variety of backgrounds. The majority are mental health nurses, but that's not by no means all of them.
Yeah, we're a team of CPNs, social workers, occupational therapists. We've got learning disability nurses, psychologists and part of a psychiatrist.
We were very lucky because we'd done the pilot and built up a reputation in the county. People in the city, the police in the city, were desperate for the service to come into the city, so the doors were open.
Somebody's arrested out in the community and they're brought into custody to the police station. It's the Bridewell custody suite in Nottingham, and they'll be taken to the reception area and asked a few questions around the physical health, the mental health, any learning disabilities. And from there, we'll get a referral from the police if there's any issues. We'll then look that person up on our systems, on social care systems, and decide if we're going to offer them an assessment.
We needed to be in the police station, the principle being that you intervene at the earliest possible point after arrest at that time. That was the kind of principle that we were on.
Primarily, we're talking about the custody suites at Mansfield, Newark and the Bridewell in the city, where offenders are in custody for an offence or for other reasons, where they will come into contact with the nurses. But also they will be at the courts through the court process, and also when people come for voluntary attendance, which means they're coming to a police station for an interview with a police officer.
We've had a lot of cooperation from the court clerks. We had a magistrate on the board. We've done some training with magistrates around what the service means, really.
There's been a lot of positive changes since the start of the project. There's been a lot of positive feedback. I would say there's been definitely an increase in the information that is available to justices for sentence. A case came into court and would normally have gone off for a psychiatric report, then a lengthy probation report, and would have been 8 to 12 weeks before sentence. The court had sufficient information to know that a psychiatric report wasn't necessary, and they also saved the need for a probation report because the CPN was able to say that unpaid work would be appropriate for this person and would actually do them some good. So the court was able to, on the first day, sentence without any need for adjournments, and it was the right outcome for that person.
If anybody needs to go through the criminal justice pathway, they will go through it. The point of the nurses is to support them in their needs, to help them to go through it, but also actually to help people who shouldn't be in the criminal justice system to be diverted into treatment or pathways that they need.
We're now sort of taking children into the service from the age of 10 upwards.
Prior to having a caution and going through the court process, we take the referrals from the community, so it could be from schools, and we'll offer assessments.
If we have made a referral for the young person, supporting that young person to go to the appointment, and maybe sessions in between time to help with the motivation to want to engage.
Any early intervention with people who are in mental health need has got to be a good thing.
Rather than focusing on custody, it's moving more into sort of community environments, intervene earlier, and provide a good experience for the child, young person and the family.
This is a service for people who are quite marginalised in society, and some of them haven't even got a GP. Some won't go to the GP. They don't engage with mainstream services as a rule. Those are the people that we most want to impact. It's really more about equality of service for people who are vulnerable.